In this video, we're going to take a look at the new bi-directional diagnostic scan tool from Thinktool, and that is the Thinktool Euro Master, also known as the Thinktool Master 2. Now, the guys at Impact Diagnostics sent us this tool to have a look at and do a review. Here it is, the Thinktool Master 2, or Thinktool Euro Master, which the name will be changed to, and it's filled full of professional features. So this tool really is for the professional technician. It can currently be had for around £1,700. The amount of features on here really do add up to the equivalent of what you might find on some of the top of the range Autal units. We're talking about, all of your standard diagnostic features, bi-directional functions, and online programming. So we can actually program modules on this, which we're going to take a look at. And we're plugged into a 2020 Ford Fiesta right now. And we'll go straight for intelligent diagnostics. You can see there that we've got a automatic VIN search. And there's a familiar noise for many. It has now picked up that VIN. So we've got a selection here, Ford and Ford Europe. So we are in Europe. And we've got two ways of entering. So we can go quick access, which will just take you to the main page, or diagnosis. From what I've found, they both pretty much take you to the same area of the tool. If we just go into the diagnostic route, ignition is on. Okay, straight away you can see, those that know, this topology view is something that can be really useful for diagnostics. All we would do now is hit Smart Scan, and what that will do is start scanning all of the modules on the vehicle. You can see straight away there that we've got some green modules. Okay, they are normal and they have no faults stored. And we've got some red modules, and these modules have some faults stored in them. We've also got some grey modules. Now that might seem like an insignificant kind of colour. However, that has confirmed to us that it's not equipped. Now, there are many tools out there that don't tell you that. They just tell you that it didn't respond. And you don't know if it's like lost the power supply, if it's not communicating on CAN, or whether the module's fitted at all. So that's a really good feature to be able to have. Something you need to be careful of with this topology view is that it might not be exactly as the CAN bus vehicle network is on the vehicle. So if you've got a network down, you could quickly identify if there are a group of modules that are associated with each other, but just be careful not to use it for diagnostics, just in case one of those modules is on a slightly different network, or the network's connected slightly differently. But it's a brilliant start. Now, diagnostic wise, this does everything you should expect a tool of this price to do. We can go in there and quickly see all of the fault codes stored on this vehicle. If we enter in there, we can do all the usual stuff, like read the fault codes. We can see that it displays the codes like this with the information there. We've got freeze frame data. We can go straight to a data stream. Code search just takes you to the Google, well, it just Googles that fault code basically, so just be very careful of that.
Any scan tool will only take us so far in our diagnostic journey. If you want to learn more about what to do next on how all these systems work and how to diagnose them, make sure you head over to mechanicmindset.com, where we're building a library of automotive technical training that you can access on demand anytime on the job to help you find out where to go next. We've also got a phone app. In addition to this, we have regular live sessions where we can all get together, learn new things, and meet industry professionals.
So in the data stream here, we've got a large list of data there. Really good feature here is that we can actually search. So, there was 200 odd data PIDs there, and we can just go in and search fuel, and we can, just check some rail pressure. Let's check those three there. Hit OK. And you can see there that we can see them as a digital data. We can click on the graph and see that one as the graph. Okay, and then if we hit this arrow here, we can then combine those bits of information to see them all together, and you also get that bit of information down there. What we do get is the gesture scaling on there, so we can actually go on there and swipe and change that time scale. We can also do it vertically as well, so that's a nice little feature. Okay, we can do another pretty cool little feature down here, so we can save the sample and compare the sample. So this is if you were going to work on these cars regularly, you could, you know, save some known goods. We've also got the record feature here, so that is now recording this information here. We can go over to graph and combine those while we're recording, so you can go back into that and review it at your own leisure. So the active test bidirectional features are also something that you get with this unit. Now they do depend on the vehicle, so you know, some cars have some things that others don't. So for example, on this Fiesta, you can see this actuation test where we disable an injector. We can also get some live data up at the same time. So that was similar to the Autal units that I've been using recently. And that one I'm using is about 3 times the price of this one here. Being able to get up that live data at the same time as your active test is really quite important, you know, because some things you can't confirm if they activated unless you look at some live data at the same time. In this example, we just deactivate an injector, and we can see that the oxygen sensor registers a big increase in oxygen as that cylinder just goes into an air pump. Okay, so this unit also has the list for common functions. So these are more than likely the features that you would find on the factory diagnostic tool. So some of these might be familiar to you guys who are working on Fords quite often. So, you know, PATs, that's something I am familiar with for Fords. However, if you go back to the home screen, we have got the maintenance section here. Just got to exit out of this. We have got the maintenance feature where we have got up to around 28 different features here. So things like resetting your brakes and your TPMS, DPF regeneration. I think it should have GPF regeneration as well. So as you might know, petrols are now coming with gasoline particulate filters, so we can regenerate that there. You're probably not going to have to use that very often. AdBlue for those guys working on the diesels, and then all of the those other test features that you might need to do while repairing the vehicles. These again depend on the vehicle. Some of these features will only be available for certain brands. Okay, lastly, the coding and programming feature. This supports some online programming. If we go into settings here, we should have a programming option, which if we go in there, these are all the vehicles that currently support online programming. Okay, so we'll give the module programming a go on this Mini here. So we've got a 2007 Mini connected up. We've got the battery support unit on it. I've connected up the VCI to the OBD socket, and I've also hardwired the VCI to the tool itself. So when you plug that in, the light on the VCI there changes to a red. So we'll go into the vehicle. You see there we've picked it up. We'll go into Diagnostics, and it's picked up the vehicle there. So there's the vehicle details, and there again we've got that topology view. So what we will do is go straight to coding programming, and what we want to do is go to program. Okay, so here's the list of the systems that we can program on here. What we'll do is something straightforward like air conditioning, just to give it a go. We'll go into normal mode and see what that says. Yeah, well, you remember old BMW factory diagnostics giving you options like expert mode on there. This function will need to download files, so we just click download. So let's see how long this takes. Remembering, wow, okay, that was really quick, and I am only on my phone's Wi-Fi there. I might even only have 4G, yeah, 4G and 1 bar of signal. So what it's saying there is keep the voltage at 13 to 14 volts. You can see there that we've got that sorted there. Do we wish to flash now? Yes. Okay, and there we are. It started the programming, and we can see that it's given us a countdown look of around 1 minute 28. Now, if you wanted to do this with a BMW tool, you would have to connect up to the vehicle, it would scan the whole car, and then it would give you a list of modules that would need programming. And you don't usually get the option to just program one. You have to program the whole vehicle or all of the modules that require an update. So being able to do this is very good. One of the other features of this is that you can program second-hand modules. So that's, you know, I know we don't always like fitting second-hand parts, but some of these modules can be quite expensive, and certainly with the chip shortage, quite difficult to get hold of. So being able to offer this service is, you know, something really valuable. I can hear it's just done a bit of a reset in there. The clocks are going. I can hear all the flaps moving. So they've just done a reset on the module there, and we've got flash complete. Do we want to code it? So that's good. Yes, we want to code it as well. And it's coded it already. So that's brilliant. Okay. And it's then got running protection. So it's really good. It's giving us all of the test plans that we should be following based on what we've done. So running protection for AC compressor is for when you fitted a new AC compressor. So let's see if the aircon system is working. Okay, if we just put our head in here, we can see that the climate control system is indeed working. It's all good. We've got the AC light flashing there, so that's probably just meaning that we need to do that running protection test plan. But you know, I'm quite happy with where we've got to with that. You know, really quick, really easy. So programming vehicles is something that's been, you know, quite difficult to do, especially for the aftermarket world, and you've generally needed to spend quite a lot of money on expensive subscriptions and diagnostic tools. However, this tool here just makes it so accessible for everyone, and I can confirm there that, you know, that's worked and it was safe. As long as you follow the instructions for hardwiring the vehicle, that was something that we always did in the dealer. You know, you always hardwire the VCI to the tool itself, and as long as you've got the internet connection there, it will only do the programming once it's downloaded the software. So you haven't got to worry about having a stable internet connection while you're performing the programming. You will just need the internet connection to actually download the software in the first place. So I'm really impressed with that. So inside the box you get the usual array of adapters, which for most of us in the European American market, we're not going to be using them. All we're really interested in is the standard OBD socket, which we get here. You also get, of course, this Thinktool Diagnostic VCI. So this is the diagnostic dongle where you will be connecting to the car and programming if needed. Now, what's different to this compared to other diagnostic dongles is this has got a USB hardwire connection, which you will be using if you are doing programming. Other than that, it's the same kind of wireless connection to the unit, and it works really well. Something else that takes us up to the next level with this tool is the adapter for the BMW F chassis. Now you can see there that we've got a LAN cable on there which supports Ethernet diagnostics, which will require on those vehicles. At the other end then we've got the USB cable, which will just connect straight into the top of the unit. It's going to cover a wide variety of vehicles. That Ethernet cable, you are likely going to need that in the future for other vehicles as well. Now, to get the most out of your tool, you are going to want to make sure that it's connected to the Wi-Fi. Some of the features will need to be downloaded onto the tool as you use them. Of course, if it just downloaded every single feature and test that you could imagine, then it would need a massive amount of space. So it's kind of like take it as you go. We've also got the software updates that you can come in and check here, and we're getting some quite regular software updates. I did update it just recently, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was nothing new on there for us. Now, the tool does work without the internet. However, for the best experience, you want to make sure that it stays connected. On the topic of software, this does come with 2 years free updates. After that point, you will need to pay for subscriptions per year, and that is currently at £600 per year, at which point you would probably turn around and upgrade your module. You would probably think about selling this and maybe just getting the next latest Thinktool unit with those 2 years upgrade. That probably makes more sense financially and functionality wise. All in all, this is an amazing professional level diagnostic scan tool. No one tool will do it all. However, I think this comes pretty close. There's absolutely a massive amount of features on there, especially for those European vehicles. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check the links below. Contact Alex at Impact Diagnostics for guys in the UK and Europe, and I'll also leave some links or instructions in the description for the guys that are in the US and other parts of the world. So let me know what you think.